Hello, Happy New Year to everyone. I want to say thank you to all who have subscribed to my channel and welcome to all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate you listening to my videos and subscribing to my channel. So I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. 2025 was a great year for me. I don't know about, what some people may feel like it was for them, but for me, it was a really good year. I was in total alignment with so many different things, so many different things. I can't even begin to tell you what those things are, but maybe if you checked a few of my videos, I might have talked about it briefly. But I have been in alignment all of 2025 from different things that I wanted to bring into my life and manifestations of different people, different projects, even clients, and then things that was a total surprise. One of the great things that did occur last year on my birthday, um, three brides that I did alterations and steaming or whatever for got married on my birthday. I thought that was just such a beautiful thing. Um, I feel like that was alignment for me. Some other things happened last year that I was extremely happy about. Uh, the number one thing I was happy about last year was we were able to locate my granddaughter Ava. She was not missing. Some people thought she was missing when I put it on social media that we have found her. She was not missing. She was with foster um, people, and we did not know where she was. We didn't have a phone number, we didn't have a name, we didn't have a place, or anything like that. So I got a phone call from the social worker who was overseeing her case, my granddaughter's case, and I was at work and I was caught, off guard or whatever. But I was just so happy, so excited. I was, crying and everything, but of course, tears of joy. Um, so happy and excited. I had been waiting for so long and praying for so long to find her, and we did. And I was able to talk to her very briefly. I want to say for Christmas, um, and it was great. It was great. I was able to send her some things, birthday cards, a handwritten letter. She sent me one as well. So that was the highlight of my year last year. Was getting back in touch with my granddaughter Ava. And like I said, so many things I was in alignment with, different events that took place that I was a part of. That was very exciting, very uplifting, very healing. Um, Allowed me to get into tune with myself and with the universe, Father God, and Mother Earth. So I am so, so very grateful for so many things that took place last year, and one of them being a Stone Mountain hike that I took with the conscious community that I follow on YouTube. It was incredible. I've never ever experienced anything like that before in my life. I was with so many people. We were all on one accord. We came together in unity. I've seen people that I follow on social media, that I listen to on a regular daily for many different things related to consciousness, elevating yourself, believing in yourself on a higher level. people like Billy Carson, um, Bidell, Bridell Rice, Red and Blue Pill, 363 Empire. He goes by um, Radiohead Rich, and just a host of other people. Vicky Dillard, so many people that I follow in the conscious community was there, and I was able to capture some pictures with being in close proximity of them. Um, I invited a good sister friend of mine. She's a friend that I met at a bridal shop that we both worked at a few years back. I invited her to come with me, and she was so incredibly grateful that I did that. And we walked up the mountain together with the conscious community. It was probably a few thousand of us. It was so many of us that took that hike up on Stone Mountain here in Georgia. Some people probably didn't make it to the top, but for those who did, we came together in a circle and we had fellowship. We gave, a release. There were so many different things happening kind of all at once. I wrote down some things that, kind of stood out to me, and I meant to look those things up just to kind of see what the significance of it was at that time. But it was incredible. I mean, words can explain the energy that was there. It was truly incredible. And there were several other events as well that took place that was similar that I was a part of. And it allowed me to really get on another level of healing. And it allowed me to receive, what the universe was giving me to heal. And I will forever be grateful for those things. And because of that event, I decided to take a walk up the mountain, every month for myself. And I was doing real good for a while. But by the time it got, a little cold outside, I kind of fell back. I wanted to do it, I really did, but I did not allow myself the time to get up and get out there and enjoy that wonderful hike and that walk. I said the next time I go, I was going to walk the river and just kind of embrace that part of the area as well. So that will probably be something that I do in the very near future. It's now a new year. I have a pass to go through till August, so I'm good on that. I can go at any time. So I do want to do that this month. I'll do my best to make a video. I am on my laptop right now, so it's probably looking a little grainy and not so clear and crisp. Um, I do have to work on getting a new laptop for these type of reasons to do content, so it can look, really good, crisp and clear, and you can see and hear me pretty well. So, but that was, some of the things that was the highlight of my year. For my birthday, well, in March I started a new job. I'm working at Four Seasons here in Atlanta. I'm a seamstress. I'm the only one in that position, so it's a very important job. I take it very seriously, and I'm very passionate about it, and I absolutely love it. It's a great place to be, great company to work for, wonderful perks. One of the great perks I have is that we get to eat for free. We get, breakfast, lunch, and we can eat dinner. A very wonderful perk to have, especially coming from a time when there was times when I didn't have, a really good meal to eat. I was eating at the out the pantry, as I call it, which would be like, beans and rice, or lentils and quinoa. Some of those things are good, but there was times when I wanted a piece of fried chicken. um, there was times when I just wanted to eat a bunch of fresh fruit, and I just didn't have those things you know, um, at my hands at the time. But working for this company, allowing me to, eat on their time is really wonderful, and I'm very grateful for that. Another perk is, we get to have discounted rooms at hotel stays. I can't stay at the hotel here in Atlanta because it's the one I work at, but I do have the opportunity to go to any of the, Four Seasons in the world. I want to say there are Four Seasons in 47 different countries, a lot of them here in the States, and I do plan to get to a lot of them. Um, I would love to visit every one of them. We'll see how things go. We'll see how it goes. But I did go to Chicago on my very first opportunity, just because I needed to use my days up. Plus, I wanted to see my family. It was a very short visit. I didn't get a chance to uh, enjoy the full amenities of the Four Seasons in Chicago, but I do plan to go back, and I cannot wait to get into that pool. I really hate that I didn't get a chance to get into that pool. I looked it up, and it is absolutely unbelievable. So on that, the first time going there, but I did post I want to say a very short video of the view that I had. I was on the 43rd floor, and it was unbelievable. I am born and raised in Chicago, and I've seen many, many views from different angles, but never a view like that. So it was very breathtaking, and my son and my granddaughter, we truly, truly enjoyed it. Um, I realized that I didn't get a chance to show my daughter-in-law that view. So another reason why I have to definitely get back there and enjoy that place. So with that being said, Four Seasons, like I said, a wonderful place to stay. And the reason why I brought them up, on top of being, grateful for working there, my birthday was in December, December 13th. And I did, go out of town like the day after my birthday. So I was gone for several days over the weekend, and plus like a couple of days of the week. Um, so I wasn't there like Monday and Tuesday. But I want to say like maybe this past Saturday, or maybe before that. I didn't check my mailbox right away, but I had got a birthday card in the mail. But during, the time before Christmas came, there were so many people that gave cards. Some of the residents that lived there, they gave cards of thank yous. These cards all had money in them. A couple of them had 10, 20. There was a card that had $100 bill in it. There was a card that had a $50 bill in it. So I have so much gratitude for those people who gave, cash to some of the workers there who are, been there for a very long time, a lot longer than I have, like 20 years, 24 years, 12 years, 15. Um, so the people who live in the building are very, very grateful. And they give their thanks by, showing love for the holiday season. So I was so grateful to get that. And it just, another one of those things that I say I was in alignment with. I have been manifesting money by speaking it into existence. Every time I spend money, I say I receive this money back a thousandfold. And this is one of the things that I have learned and acquired to do by um, listening and being connected to the conscious community, is how to speak life over, even money. There are so many things that I did wrong when it came to money, and speaking negative, speaking death over it was one of them. Saying that I'm broke, saying I don't have it, anything related to that. I don't have it right now, or whatever. It is just speaking, negative over your life and negative over your money. So I have been manifesting every dollar that trans out of my hand into another, through even online when I'm paying bills. I'll speak, may I receive this money back 1,000-fold. So that is one of the things that I allowed myself to use to heal, because money is not evil. The love of money is evil. When people use it for wrong things, it's evil. But money is an energy, it's a good thing. And you can speak it into your life and you can speak it away from your life. And I had to learn that in my healing journey. And it has been absolutely phenomenal and eye opening and enlightening to learn that, not that it was good that I was sabotaging myself, but to know that I spoke those things over my life and I had to stop doing it. And it allowed me to see more money, to see um, things come into my existence through money and with money. Even strangers, giving me money. Chris is like, these things have my name on them. Like, my name are on these. These are not just, blank. They have like my name on them. So I'm very grateful for that. And then the most favorite card that I received, like I said, I received one in the mail, I guess because I was out of town. Um, when, my coworkers did create this card for me. It's absolutely beautiful. It said it's a day to celebrate. And when I opened it, of course I opened, I'm like, oh wow, a card from, my job or whatever. But when I opened it and seeing all of those signatures there, oh my God, it literally brought me to straight tears. Like, I started reading the names. Some of these people, like, I need to see their faces, only because I'm a visual person, but the names, some of them I do recognize, but the fact that they took the time out and the effort to do that for me, when I've only been there for like 9 months at the time or whatever. Some people I've seen, some I haven't. My position requires me to give people uniforms for their position. So I do see a lot of people. So I do have like a one-on-one kind of thing with some people when they come down for fittings, when they're a new hire, if they haven't missed a button, if they have some personal items that they want to have alterations done on, or repairs. I am the person for that. So I have had personal contact with a lot of people. I've done, things for personal items for people as well. And they've been very grateful. They allow me to use my craft and figure things out. I just had just recently a coworker. She had a broken zipper, and I was like, well, the best I could do is replace it, and she needed it for New Year's. So we only had like one day to do it, and then I was going to be off the following day or whatever. So, she got online and found a video where they did this, they made a cut and did this, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, let's try it out. And we tried it and it worked. So, and then I was able to, kind of lock it in and we put the zipper on there and it worked, and she was able to wear her pants for the holidays. So she was so incredibly grateful. So it's things like that that really make a difference in people's lives. It's as small as fixing a zipper. But the big thing was she wanted to wear it for New Year's. So I was able to help her. So it's things like that that people are so incredibly grateful for. And they absolutely show it by giving me, a personal birthday card where they all wrote their signatures, to say, and they all said Teresa, and they all spelled my name right. They all spelled my name correct. Some people, even in my family, don't even spell my name correctly. Okay. Some of them don't even call me by my real name. So just knowing that, people, appreciate me and have gratitude for me, it really does a lot of good to my heart to heal. Um, I created this channel back in 2016. Um, not in 2016, but yeah, it was in 2016. Now that I think about it, but I created it back when my son was killed. His picture is in the back, as you can see. He was killed July in 2016 on my youngest son's birthday. For those who are new to the channel and have not seen my old videos, I explain what happened with my son, the tragedy that took place, and the trauma that it has caused, and the grief that it caused me and my family. So I created this channel because I wanted to heal. And at the time, I was following a big a woman, entrepreneur, a big entrepreneur, black woman. She created a community for black women to come together and talk about healing from their pain and turning, their mess into millions. It's like a pain over purpose thing, purpose over pain thing, however it goes. If I'm not saying it correctly, but so that was maybe something that I want to say I was led to do at the time, and what I wanted to do. Um, it was something totally different from what I'm doing now. Time and life happened, and I had to make some decisions about different things, such as moving down here to Georgia. Um, when I made the channel, I was living in Chicago at the time. So a lot of different things took place in my life that led me to change. It led me to, I hadn't create videos in a while, like years. It took me a long time to get back into the groove of that. And when I did, it was a totally different vibe for me. I wasn't feeling like the things that I wanted to do was necessary. So I just decided, hey, let me just be organic. Let me just allow myself to be open and real and free. Um, so I do want to get back to, making videos. I don't want to make them, all the time because, well, I work a full-time job and I have a business that I do part-time, and then now I'm creating another job for myself for my family overall. Um, so I just, been busy, not allowing myself to do more of the videos, but I'm really hoping I can, hone down on my time and manage it a lot better and allow myself to do more videos because I do want my message of healing to get out there. Grief is something that you never can master. And I believe I've said in previous videos, time doesn't heal anything. It just teaches you how to live and deal with the pain. So I think about my son absolutely every day. Not a second, minute, hour, day goes by that I don't think about him. You know, he's my firstborn. Um, you know, his life was cut short on a day that, you know, is special to another child that I have, you know, my youngest son's birthday. He has to live with that as well for the rest of his life. So there's a lot that myself and my family are healing from. We are in much better places, including my son Avery. He is in a much better place than he was then. 4 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, and that does my heart so much good because there was a time when I thought I was going to lose him. And it was so scary that I had to really talk to him about what energy he was created around himself. It got really, really bad, especially after we lost, you know, the woman that he loved and the mother of his child and her sister, his stepdaughter. Um, we lost her in 2020, um, and that hit us really hard. And he had to become a single father at that time, and we got separated from my granddaughter Ava. So a lot was going on, and he had to move around a couple of times, and he did come and live with me for a little while, and that did not work out too good. And you know, we had to go through a transition where he had to leave, and it was really, really hard on us going through what we were going through at the time. But I guess I have to say it was necessary because there are levels of your journey that are not pretty, and sometimes you have to hit a rock bottom. Even in you're going through the hardest time, you have to hit rock bottom so you can come completely up from that. Um, no matter what it is, you really have to allow yourself to come up from that. And sometimes people don't. They hit rock bottom and they never come out. They stay there. But that's not our story. Our story is different. And I'm glad that we were able to come up and allow ourselves to elevate and be healed in a way that, we can see the other side of life in, all its glory, from the bad things that took place, the hard things that we had to accept and go through. It has allowed us to come to a point to where we can smile again, we can laugh again, we can make plans to take trips. Um, we are going to take a family trip in July for his birthday and my daughter in law's birthday. Her birthday is right the day after Avery's birthday. His birthday is July 20th, her birthday is July 21st. So we have planned to take a family 6-day cruise, Carnival cruise, to the Bahamas. Um, what is the place? Dominican Republic and Turks and Caicos. So it's going to be a great trip. We are so excited about it, looking forward to it. And again, it's going to be a healing journey. Like I said, my son Alandis was killed on Avery's birthday. So July the 20th, we do plan to be on our cruise. So that's another healing journey, another celebration that we will be doing together. And it's alignment for sure. Um, I definitely embrace it. I'm looking forward to it. There are some things that we can, heal and come together on, and it's going to be great. We won't be sad. We will be um, in a good place. We will allow our tears to flow if they come, and we just want to heal and be healed and continue to heal. Um, that is something that's very important when you are still in existence. That means that your story's not over. You have a purpose to fulfill, and you could be helping someone else who may want to give up. And all they need to hear is, someone who's been in their shoes or in their position, and they were able to get up the next day, um, and continue to get up the next day and the next day and the next day, and allow themselves to heal in a way that is going to give them the opportunity to laugh, to love again themselves, other family members who've been missing them. So many people um, have been out of touch with other family members when death come around. You'd be surprised at the people who um, pretty much just show themselves true colors, the mask fall off, all of that. I've had people come against me even after the death of my son. So, but that's their journey that they have to allow themselves to go through. I have to go through my own journey. And I went through a lot of different things even after the death of my son. It didn't stop there. There were lessons that I needed to learn because I was repeating patterns that I had to get out of because God and the universe and Mother Earth wanted me to go higher to a different realm in a different place. And I couldn't do that if I continued those patterns. So I had to heal from a lot of different things that not just, losing my son, but childhood trauma, things that I went through when I was with my ex husband, things that I went through with friends and other family members, co workers. So, other, men in my life that, were not, I was not married to. So there was just so many things I needed to heal from. And I didn't know it. So I had other things happen that allowed me to get to that point. And I am so grateful that I'm in a much better place. I have so much gratitude for, people that helped me along that way. Um, I had to get counseling at one point. So I was able to find out more about myself when I did that. And it takes that. It really does take that. You might have to hit a brick wall, not a rock bottom, but a brick wall to shake you up and say, hey, there's another realm that you need to allow yourself to heal in and from. And I had to get into that and say, okay, all of this is collectively a part of me. So I had to bring that in as well and allow it to, teach me how to heal. So I started looking into more things that would help me along that journey. And one of those things was I got back into reading. I've always loved reading. I've been a avid reader since I was very, very young. If anybody remembers RIF, Reading is Fundamental. It was a program that used to come to public schools back in the day, and they gave free books out to kids, and they came every month. And I looked forward to it. So I always been an avid reader. So I did read a few books along the way, and one of those books um, I don't remember how this book came into, my presence, but it did. And it was needed. And yes, it probably was around the time I was on the beginning of my healing journey. And it was definitely after the death of my son. So, but this book has enlightened me in such a way, and it's by an author that I have grown to like over the years. She's an actress, very beautiful, very profound, and reading her book gave me an all new respect for her. This book is called A Box of Butterflies, and it's by Roma Downey. Um, it's basically about her journey of healing when she was very young. I want to say about 11 years old. She lost her mother, and it turned her world upside down. And it left her with, answers, questions with no answers that she really needed. And as she went through her journey, she learned a lot about herself. And one of the things that she allowed herself to do was recognize signs and symbols of, life after death. And one of those things was butterflies. She said, if I remember, I could be a little wrong about it. Her mother always loved butterflies, and a butterfly showed up either at the funeral or at the grave or something like that. I forget exactly how it happened, but it led her to use that as a catalyst to write her book, Box of Butterflies. And let me tell you, this book is so beautiful. It's so enlightening. It gives you the opportunity to um, read other stories of other people's journey. It's about her journey as well, and she also has stories of other people's journey through healing, through life, through getting through hardships and struggles. I highly recommend getting this book. It's the beginning of the year. If you are a book reader, definitely put this in your library if you have not read it. And if you have, please leave some comments um, in the comment section and let me know if you have read it. Give me your, input about, how you felt about it, your perspective. It's a beautiful book. I love it. I highly recommend it. And another book that I put into my library, this was, of course, after the death of my son. But it was on another healing journey that I didn't realize that I needed to take. And this book is called Brave Love by Erica Nelson, Mac. Brave Love 365. So it's probably backwards on my laptop here, but Brave Love 365. And 365 represents the year and is daily inspiration, validation, and support for survivors of narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. Oh my God, when I tell you this book Oh my God, it truly, truly was eye opening and enlightening to me. Like, there were so many things that I read in this book that I did not know about myself and what I was going through. Um, it just really, really touched my soul. So, because it's January the 1st, and this book is, 365, which is, every day of the year. Um, I know it's January the 1st, and I am kind of, showing this to you on today. But if you do decide to get this book, you can always catch up, read it from the day you get it, and go back to the beginning. But it starts January 1st, and it starts with the basics. And the first thing it says is, our relationship is over, and we're broken and unsure if we'll even make it through this. Now is the time to focus on the basics. So after I finished reading that book, wow, I really, really am just truly grateful that I read it. And if you've ever been in toxic relationships, whether if it was with your mate, husband, wife, whether if it was your parents, siblings, friends, you know, church members, co-workers, people of your everyday life. If you ever had any type of toxic relationships in your life, I truly, truly, highly recommend you read this book. Please get this book. I am so, so serious. If you have not read it, very important when you are on a healing journey, when you want to focus on yourself, when you want to get rid of negative people out of your life, when you want to heal from trauma, from childhood trauma from relationships, self affliction, so many different things. I highly recommend getting on a healing journey, reading this book. It will help you in so many ways, more ways than one. I am reading it again. This will be my second time reading the book. I started with day one, January 1st already, and I'm excited about reading it again. I did highlight some things in it, and I'm excited to see how far I've come from what I've read. I read that book like maybe 3 years ago, so a lot has changed in my life since then. Maybe 4 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago, but a lot has changed in my life since then. And I've done a lot of healing. I've done a lot of shadow work. I've done a lot of different things to help me along the way. Changing my diet, doing more exercise, getting more into nature, just getting back to basics. And that's the beginning of the very first chapter, or the very first day, the basics. And that's what I want to start with. The basics, getting back to basics, remembering the times when we went outside, remembering the times when we embraced the sun, remembering the times when we read books. There was a life before internet. There was a life before, cell phones, before smart TVs. There was a life before that. And there were books. Even before TV, there were books. And getting back to basics, getting outside, getting into nature, allowing yourself to love who you are, allowing yourself to heal and forgive yourself. So very important. I didn't forgive myself for a lot of things. a lot of things that I did to myself and I did to other people. Um, and it big things, little things, no matter what it is. I might have said something to somebody that hurt their feelings, not knowing that it hurt their feelings, but just forgiving myself for doing that. Later on, you think about, dang, did I say the right thing? Did it? And then later on, you're like, wow, that might have been the wrong thing to say, or how I said it, or whatever. But forgiving yourself is part of healing. No matter what it is. You know, I blame myself for my son's death. I had to forgive myself for even saying that I blame myself. I had to forgive myself for that, um, because it's not my fault. I had to forgive myself for the bad decisions I made as a parent. I had to forgive myself for the decisions I made in relationships with different people, from a man to friends and family members. So forgiving yourself is part of a basic thing, because when you can forgive yourself, you can forgive other people. Forgive yourself um, a lot sooner than you need to, because then you can get on to healing and moving on to better things for yourself. And when people really hurt you, listen, forgive them in your time. You forgive people in your time. Don't let people force you into forgiving. Forgive in your time. And if you're not ready, then you're not ready. Don't let people force you to forgive. Um, Even though that's something that, a lot of people grow, you got to forgive. Yeah, but do it in your time. Do it in your time when you're ready. Sometimes you'll say you forgive somebody, but you really don't feel it in your heart. And that means that you were not ready. And another thing, they'll do something and then you'll be angry at them again. That's because you were not ready to forgive them yet. So you have to do it when you're ready. Um, those things are so very important. And I really want people who are on a healing journey to understand that you have to give yourself time to do it. And also, you have to do the work. You have to allow yourself to do the work. You cannot just pray yourself into that. It does not work that way. You have to do more than that. You cannot just, speak it. You have to do more than that. You have to get out. You have to allow the sun to hit your face. You have to let your bare feet stand in grass. You have to allow yourself to cry. You have to allow yourself to be angry. You have to allow yourself to separate from people. You just have to allow yourself to do those things so you can heal. Um, you have to change what you listen to. You may have to stop listening to those old school songs that you reminisce about. You may have to stop listening to the rap and the hip hop. You may have to stop um, watching and listening to the wretched, uh, reality TV. You'll have to stop following, um, negative and toxic, pages that, especially when it's feeding negativity about black people. You really got to step away from that. That's a whole nother trauma all in itself that we as a people and a culture have to heal from. So you have to allow yourself to step away from that. If you find yourself always feeling negative about things, getting into it with folks, take a look at what you listen to, what you watch, the people that you are in your inner circle. You really have to look into that and, allow yourself to step away from it. I don't care how long you've been doing it, watching it, listening to it, and all of that. You have to step away from some of those things and embrace other things. Um, like with the music, stop listening to the music, especially music from 2000 and up. You have to break away from that. The frequency is off, and it was done on purpose. It was created to get us to separate from the frequencies that heal us, the frequencies that allow us to tap into our inner selves, our inner gods and goddesses. 432 are good frequencies, 528 good frequencies. Listening to classical music. Some people might find that nerdy or stupid or whatever, but guess what? That's healing music. And that kind of music healed masses of people many, many years ago, many centuries ago. They didn't have, R&B and country and all of that. They didn't have all of that back then. They had classical music that actually healed the body, healed the mind, healed the soul and the spirit. So tap into that and get out of listening to, the old school and the R&B and the rap and the hip hop, the pop and the country. All of that is good, some of it. But a lot of the music that is going on right now, the frequency is way, way off. And it's so off that I don't even listen to the radio no more. And I used to listen to the radio, constantly, all day, every day. But the frequency was different. It was way, way different. Now the frequency is way off with this music. So you have to step away from that and, allow your ears and your mind and your brain to tap into something else that will actually help you heal. Um, Other things, the things you watch. I turned my TV off. I stopped watching it. I decided, hey, it's time for me to end the, what I want to watch on there. So, but I wound up picking up another habit with watching YouTube. So I get, a lot of my information and a lot of my, um, knowing about current events from YouTube. I stopped watching the news many, many years ago. Like it's been decades since I stopped watching the news. And then it's been like maybe about 3 years, since I've been tuned away from TV. And for the past year, I have been like very, very minimal turning my TV on. And it blew my mind because I was an avid, TV watcher. Like I grew up watching TV. So I watched it a lot. Um, but now I barely cut it on. Now I'm into, more of, the conscious community. I do stay connected to the black community as well because I do want to stay on code with the black community and what's going on. That's been a part of my healing journey as well. Getting connected to my black American culture and staying connected to my black American community. So I have been doing that and allowing myself to get on a conscious level. There are so many levels and realms of that I'll probably go into on another video. I have been on here for quite some time. I really didn't want to spend, an hour doing this, but because I haven't done it in so long and I don't do it as often, I truly, truly hope that you allow yourself to listen to the video, allow what I say to you, apply it to your life, allow it to penetrate your mind and your spirit. Maybe you'll pick up, reading the books that I recommend. Um, Brave Love 363 by Erica Nelson. It's about healing from toxic and narcissistic relationships and people. And then A Box of Butterflies by Roma Downey, the actress, very known for the TV show Touched by an Angel. a very popular TV show. She does talk about that show as well in her book. Both great books, both will help you on your healing journey. And allow yourself to get into nature, allow yourself to speak and manifest great things over your life. Don't speak broke things, don't speak negative things over your life. Speak um, abundance over your money, over yourself, over your spirit, over your family, over everything you do. Um, I will definitely do more videos because there's more that I want to share on how you can tap into some of those other things that I spoke about, and some other things that will help you along your journey, that will help you heal in a different realm, get to know more about who you are and how you need to function from this point on your healing journey, and for other things. You know, this is not your life purpose is far more greater than what you believe it is. Some people don't realize that, and they never live up to their full potential. But I am on that journey right now, and I want to share that and show that to other people, and show them that it is possible for them to do it as well, and then show them that I am living proof of that. So I will do more videos about different things you can do to help your healing journey. I do want to say thank you and so much gratitude for all of my subscribers. If you are new to this channel, new to watching this video, please, please, please subscribe. I would love to get 50 subscribers. It would allow me to go live. I would love to do live videos. That would be a lot of fun. And then I could dialogue and chat with people who are subscribers. So please subscribe. If you want to share it with other people in your community or on your social media, that's fine. I just would like for it to be, and hope it touches and reaches people who are on a healing journey and are looking for other people who are doing the same, and especially to my moms who lost a child, who are healing from that pain and that trauma. I truly, truly hope and recommend that you stay tuned, stay connected. Please subscribe so I can help you and hold your hand along the way, and we getting through this together. Every day is different, and I tell people all the time that go through trauma like this, just one moment at a time is all you need. And don't let people tell you how to grieve. Don't let them tell you how long you should grieve. And you take your time to do it. You do it on your time. Do it on your time, not anyone else's. So I want to thank you all again for listening. I look forward to making more videos, and I just want to say again, Happy New Year to everyone. This is the year of the fire horse. Let this be a year of tenacity for anyone. Let this be the beginning journey of your freedom. Let this be the beginning journey of a new start for anything that you have ever wanted, no matter what it is. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, and I will see you all again. Thank you. Gratitude.